it's that time that we all enjoy. And so, welcome to everyone. I'm not going to say much. I will give it up um to the presenters of today, Basilel and Ekram. I need some drum rolls, guys. Any emoji, any whatever text in the chat box, anything. Let's hype them up as they take up the floor. Okay, guys. I love the way you never disappoint. Thank you so much for all the support. So, over to you, Ekram. Over to you, Basilel. We are excited to learn from you today.
Okay, let's begin. So, I hope you can hear me clearly, right? Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the Care Lead session. So today's session will be led by me, Ikram and Basilal. So believe me, there are different factors that you guys are going to enjoy. So who is ready to continue? So let me see some reactions, please. So first, let me share the slide. And guess our today's topic is artificial intelligence, AI. So the beauty of AI or artificial intelligence lies in its ability to learn from vast amounts of data, identify patterns, and adapt to new information, like to how humans learn from experience. Today, we are diving into the fascinating world of artificial intelligence. So let's go to the next. And AI can save a bee.
Can you click slideshow
Okay,
so
okay.
that we can see
I just
one slide? Yep. All right.
yeah. Okay, so like AI can't save a bee. It's something unusual to hear. So here comes the news. There is a World Bee project that is using artificial intelligence to save the bees. The global bee population is in decline, and that's a bad news for our planet and our food supply. In a partnership with Oracle, the World Bee project hopes to learn how to help bees survive and thrive by gathering data through Internet of Things sensor microphones, and cameras on hives. The data is then uploaded to the cloud and analyzed by artificial intelligence to identify patterns or trends that could directly early interventions to help bees survive. Ultimately, artificial intelligence makes it easier to share real-time information on a global scale and take action to save the bees. For example, the sound and vision sensors that fly or a hornet is different from those of bees, and the AI can pick this up automatically and alert the beekeepers to the hornet threat. So the impact of the world of AI won't stop here. So did you guys also know that there is an AI model to detect retinopathy of prematurity, which is a medical term for an AI disease that affects the retina, which is the light sensitive layer of a tissue at the back of our eyeball, the black eyeball. So like after training the AI model with the image of healthy as well as with plus disease, this model is able to analyze imaging data and diagnose retinopathy of prematurity as accurately as experienced medical experts. What makes this new interesting thing is that this disease is generally observed in infants born before 31 weeks of pregnancy or with a body weight of under 3 pounds. So like this is not the only thing that AI can do, and as we have all been hearing, there are numerous advantages of AI. For example, like reducing human error. This can be this can be applied with the using of trained AI like ChatGPT. It automates repetitive tasks and processes, and also smoothly handles big data. For example, an AI algorithms analyze large data sets for insights, aiding in predictive analytics. It also facilitates quick decision making. As an example, we can take an AI-driven financial systems which analyze market trends for repetitive investment decisions. It can also AI AI enabled digital assistants. In here, we can take a virtual assistants. Accessibility. I hope I'm not interrupted. So like this is just exercising parts of you. Are you guys hearing me? I just got a phone call. Sorry. Can you guys hear
It
me
was
now?
breaking up, but you're good now. Oh yeah, we can.
Okay, so like we were in full-time availability. So as an example, chatbots provide 24-hour customer supports, improving the service accessibility. So this is just an exercising part of our today's topic that Basil is going to share it with us. I'm waiting impatiently to hear it. Let's leave the stage for Basil then. Thank you all.
Hey guys, you can see my screen, right? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yep, we can hear you.
All right. So just I have like a couple of questions if anybody wants to engage in this presentation. So thank you, Ikram, for she tried to address the issues surrounding AI, and what we wanted to present primarily in this presentation is possibly the dangers of AI that you possibly have not seen, but or possibly have not thought about, because that's not what is most talked about. But first, we wanted to start with interesting things that are currently going on in AI, and then now we come to the dangers of AI. So now, basically, when we think of anything, we think of everything, every new innovation that we come up with. It has an upside, and also it has a trade-off. So regarding AI, what do we think when we hear about like net positive, or generally have we come across that line of thinking of when we say AI is net positive to a society? What would we normally be thinking about? What are the parameters that we are judging it on? Does anybody have any idea, or if not, I can continue. All right. So let me continue. So what generally what we consider is, so AI is automating things, and so it does help in terms of let's say it does help in terms of automation. It helps reduce errors. It helps like get rid of repetitive tasks and all the good things that Ikram was presenting. And then also it has a downside. And the downsides usually most talked about are it takes away jobs. It does. It sometimes can give, for example, inaccurate information and all that. So another question that I wanted to ask you now, so when we think of the downside, is how about climate change? What do you think about climate change and its relationship with AI? Specifically, when we think of AI, do we think of climate change in that category, or do we completely separate it? So that's kind of the question that we are trying to address. If you have any questions or you want to chip in, feel free. These are the questions that we would like to engage in. So continuing with the presentation. Okay, let me just give you a general introduction. We know how models are trained, right? To train a model, or what it means to train a model is, specifically a large language model, is to provide it with a large data set, or with a data set, and then we have mathematical equations that will learn from that, and then the next time we give it a prompt, right, it will have the capability to return something of value to us, or something that is similar, that it already consumed, that will give us back to that. So this is a very big process. So first we have to gather data, and then we have to prepare the data, and then after preparing the data, we have to train the model. This is, so we were learning basically machine learning and large language models here. So I would assume everybody process. So now in this process, one thing never to be forgotten is energy. So energy, we generally produce it from fossil fuels and other sources. And the problem with generating them this much is that they emit carbon dioxide into the environment, as we do. So here, if we took like just a simple large language model, don't assume a big one like GPT, but a simple one to tell a knock joke, just as an example, that emits about 25 tons of carbon dioxide. That is 30 homes per year. Now, it doesn't seem a lot, but that's a small model, right? It is a large language model, but that's a small data set. When we come to models such as GPT and GPT-3, more GPT-4. So GPT-3 would take about 20 times more, and maybe GPT-4 even more than that. So the thing and the problem with AI is the bigger, the better. That's how large language models work, right? The bigger they are, the better they perform. That's just how AI is, or that's the nature of large language models. That is its own science. But now, contending with that, we would want to make it bigger in order for it to become more efficient. Now, the problem with making it bigger is that we would give off more carbon dioxide, and we would be affecting the environment. And companies such as OpenAI and others, they are not, either they're not measuring it, or they're not willing to communicate with us how much exactly they're releasing. And so that's an issue, one thing to consider as we think about AI. I really want you to think about that. And here's another question. What about, okay, so that's one worry, okay? That's one thing that is normally not raised. So people, when they think about AI, they think about jobs, they think about other things, but it's not, climate is not the first problem that's on their mind. Here's a second problem. What about proprietorship? Okay, I don't know if I'm using the word right, but here's what we mean, right? Can things posted on the internet be proprietary? And here's what that means. You can post stuff on Facebook, Instagram, or wherever you are, and that you willingly by yourself send that data to internet providers. And so they now serve it from a from their database, right, to whoever is looking. Can that piece of information, that post, can it be considered proprietary? Does anybody have any? Anyone? All right. So let me continue with the presentation.
No, Priscilla. Guys, if we are following, I know that's a little bit of an easy question that I believe we can engage on. Can you go back to the last slide, Priscilla?
Sure.
Guys, anyone who wants to share, or do you want Priscilla to repeat the question? Because I know this is kind of an easy question, really. Like most of us has information about this. Anyone? Anyone?
Okay, so if
Yes,
I analyze
Cohort.
it's really interesting because I think what we are trying to look at here is our information is safe, right? Is it safe in the hands of the internet because they can sell it to other people, you know, like they can use it for their advantage and so on, right? Basliet?
Yes, yes. I mean, you willingly hand it over. Now,
Yeah,
is
of
it
course,
still
yeah.
yours, or does it belong to somebody else now that you have sent it over?
Yeah, it's out there, so we don't have any more control over it. So just like with the Wave 2, Internet of Things, so we don't really have control over our data once it's out there, right? So that's a scary thing, especially for the developed countries, because most of their data is online. So it could be easily accessed by the owners of that web or that application, and they could use it for their advantage. And that's something that we need to consider. So thank you.
Exactly. Thank you, Carol. That's exactly the point of what we're meant to think about. All right. Anyone else? Rodolphe? Yeah.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
For your question, as Carol said, with the internet, let me say Web 2.0, we do not have any control on our data. By the way, with the coming in with blockchain technology and Web 3, I can say that people can have control on their data. There can be ownership on their data if only if it is stored on the blockchain. So this is what I can say regarding your question. Thank you.
Thank you. Rodolphe, that's actually a very good point, which is that was one of the things that we learned. The point of Web being right, Web 3 being is it's addressing these issues. But with Web 2, what we have is, so we have people working on art, and we have people working on, say, movies, and they spend a lot of time and a lot of effort in them. And here's the issue now. With these large language models, they usually scrape data from the internet in order to train it. Now, it's such a large data set that you possibly don't know if your data set is being used or not. And even for the people who are using this data set in order to train the language model, they don't know which ones are okay to use and which ones are not, because everything is on the internet, right? And that's the thing with Web 2. So once it's out there, there is a very big possibility that they will use it. And the issue lies in which content we consider private. So I post my picture on Instagram versus somebody has like spends hours and hours of their time and their effort into making an art, and now because they want to sell this piece of art, they post it on social media. So so now which one is proprietary and which one do we how do we consider this issue? This is a real issue that we are meant to think about, which is as we continue and as we pursue a career in large language model or AI, data engineering or others, these should be things that that would concern us. They're not as talked about in the industry or in the news, but they are issues that we can think about and we can address. So here's the final part of our presentation. So Code Carbon, this is an app. This is a site. I would invite you to go look at it if you have time. But this is one. So we're not really making large language models. We are mostly using the ones that are already being served by others. But this is something that's good to know and that's good to advocate for. So it's an app, and it helps you track the usage of the energy. And so one good thing is, if we are using large language models and we want to pick between a large language model and a machine learning model, this helps us track, let's say, how much energy we would take for the large language model and how much energy it would take for the machine learning model to train on. And so that will help us make a more informed decision in the future. And so it's something I'm sure you probably don't consider now when we are working on. So this presentation hopefully will make you more aware that there are such tools that can actually help you take energy into consideration too. And just because we, for training purposes now, work on smaller data sets, it doesn't mean we will not work on larger data sets in the future. And so do consider this. And also, so this is a site. I don't know, Spawning AI. Maybe you've heard of it. But artists, authors, and others, they have collaborated to create. It's a site where you can go and check if your data has been trained on, and so that has served two purposes so far. The first and foremost purpose is, here's the thing: these AI companies, they just use your data. So if you are a content creator who had just who has had their data taken without their consent, you can go and sue the AI companies because what you had was a proprietary data and you did not want them to have it, and now they have it out there. And so this site is a way to check if large language models have used your specific data for their training data set. That's one. And the second is, actually, they have now partnered with Hugging Face, another large language company, and now they are doing some sort of way where you allow them to opt in and opt out, so that if you don't want your data to be used for large language model, you can go and opt out. So this is another consideration as you think of future projects. How do we ensure that we don't use somebody else's data that is proprietary, a means of value to them that you shouldn't take? So hopefully you have learned something new that you did not know until now from this presentation. Thank you for listening, and thank you for engaging. Over to you, Pascaline. And if anybody has any question, you're free to ask.
Well, I can see so many people were following. Basilel, you can lead this part. Anyone to share any new learnings, any takeouts, anything? Basilel, just over to you until like a few people have shared at least.
All right, anybody want to share? Would love to hear anything new you learned, if you learned anything new, or if you want to add something on this, or if you have questions. Alexander, yes.
Okay, thank you, Vasily, for your nice presentation and new things about AI. I don't think the negative side of AI before. Only focus on this positive side and it is growing age. I have a question. Maybe you suggest to me, or if you read or more articles based on this.
Okay.
I expect you give some insights. What you support on the negative side or the positive side of in the growing age of AI, specifically AI that uses that changes climate due to using energy. What do you think about? I give you and for before this because there are many disasters appear in a world after 10 years, especially in Africa, like this year in the last of 2023 in Morocco, some parts in our country, Ethiopia. There are many disasters are appear. So this disasters are recovered by AI. So the positive aspect of AI is to control climate change in myself. So in related to energy, you presented the negative sides. So what do you think about the, okay, in short, what do you support in the negative side or the positive side of AI in climate change? Morely, if you understand my question.
So you're asking for the positive side in the energy sector of the AI, of AI.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that your question?
Yes, yes.
Right. Actually, that was what I did for I think we had a careers assignment, something like that, right? I think around the beginning. So, the thing with the data science and data is if you collect enough data with anything, you can improve almost everything, especially the energy sector. So the energy sector has plenty of wastage around it. So if we manage to gather enough data around it and know when and where the demands will be at which time, we can save a lot of energy and thus having a positive impact on society. That could be ensuring, for example, constant electricity, or that could be just lowering the amount of carbon dioxide emitted to the society. So, Alexander, as you were saying, it does have an issue, and that was what we were trying to present. But also, we can use AI to address exactly the issue that we have, which is emit less carbon dioxide than we do now. Does that answer your question?
Okay.
I didn't explain it well because it's kind of a complicated subject, but
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Anybody else? Manuel?
Hey, Basil, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, that was a great presentation. I really gained some insights on use of AI and better things about it. So in your topic, like there was something I read about AI, about it becoming self-aware, and what would that be like in the future? So if you encountered something when you did your research, can you touch upon that?
All right. So the point of this presentation was that we tried to touch upon things that are not very common. But yes, that is also an issue. That is a big issue. Now, I don't know how far we have gotten along on this of uh, how much the AI is aware, but it did give me a worry that they do respond more to emotional questions, like you remember Fakarta presenting this week, and the emotional nature of our question can prompt them to respond more accurately, and that is worrying. But for right now, I don't think that is a worry we should have. But that's just me. I don't presume that they will become self-aware so soon. But correct me if I'm wrong. Or I don't think they can be self-aware at any point. But I don't know. Does anybody here think they'll be self-aware anytime soon? I would actually like to get what people think on this.
I mean, if you ask me, like the AI is also generating its own prompts, so what's stopping it from generating its own thoughts in the future?
That is a very good point. I mean, most things are a combination of data. So in that regard, they would be, but original things that uh, that is not just a combination of what we have done before, which is rare even for humans. Can it do that? That I don't know. But that's a very good question. Do we have anyone else? Pascaline, I think that.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. Especially to those who kept engaging themselves. But still, I would love to have two people just to tell us any new learnings from the presentation. Because this is the first time we talked about something a bit technical during the trainee-led session. So I would love to hear your feedbacks. Let's be quick. Let's be quick. What do you think? What do you think, everyone? We were all present. We were all present here. Let's get like two people. Sharp people. Yes, Fenwell.
Okay, so one thing that I took away from this presentation was I didn't know, like, prompting or training an AI, emitted this much CO2, and it was kind of scary. Like I thought of it in a good way, like they would, decide or learn things quickly and, contribute to the climate, issue rather than contribute to it. So that is something that I learned from this.
Absolutely. The same here, the same to me as well. Like training AI thing, that was totally new. That was totally new to me as well. Anyone else? One last person. One last person. Okay, so let's be quick. Let's be quick. If you have something to share, please open your mic. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, everyone. Guys, our time is going to come. Like your time to present will come. And if your fellows don't react to your presentation, you won't feel good. You won't feel good at all. That's why, I want us to show support in this kind of way. What did you learn? Hello, hello, people. Can you hear me?
We can hear
Yes,
you.
Rodolphe. Yes, Rodolphe.
Okay. One thing I learned today from this presentation is that uh, data that are being trained with the with the LLM, okay, can be tracked. So so that the owner, those who are owner for those data, they can still be the owner even though it is a massive data. This is the new things I learned. I have never heard about that before. So it is so beautiful information I have, and people can feel happy, especially those who are in art. And yeah, that's it.
Absolutely, Rodolphe. Thank you for sharing. So, yeah, thank you everyone for showing up today. This was educative to me, I hope. And I can also hear that it was educative also to most of you. I hope that the rest also, you got some information, about what's going on the other side of AI that the media doesn't talk about. And I hope as we are progressing, learning more about I hope that these are some of the things we'll be taking into consideration when we get to a point where we are developing our own AI applications. So yeah, thank you so much, Basilel. Thank you so much, Ekram, for the beautiful presentation. We appreciate you so much. And I'll have a good day to everyone. Let's meet shortly into our final CBS of the day. Big time. So yeah, thank you. Have a great afternoon to you all.